So you started YouTube a year later. Now, what was your approach to starting YouTube?
Yeah, so YouTube Shorts, I mean, I guess it's not 100% accurate to say it was a year later. I think we may have been posting earlier that year, but didn't see really any traction. And so we just kind of gave up. And then we heard like someone that we knew was kind of doing like all right on YouTube, like growing. And we were like, okay, let's try it out again. And that's when we tried it out again in October, and it started exploding. In huge amount of growth. The plan there was really, just be again consistent. The fortunate thing I had at that time was, since I didn't post on YouTube for like 8 months in between, like that, I guess that one first trial period, I had so much content just to kind of re-put on there, and I was just like, okay, let's just put this on, and then if a new video came out, I put on the new video too. So it was just a lot of content ready to put on YouTube. And once I started seeing the growth, I was like, all right, well, let's try posting more, because it started going on an upswing. I'm like, all right, I'm going to post 2 a day, I'm going to post 5 a day, but I had the ability to do that. Right. And so that was, it is, I guess. And again, this isn't anything other than a personal anecdote about my experience. But when I saw that upward trend, I decided to keep posting a lot, and it seemed to help. And now, I've already gone through that inventory. So now it's 1 a day. Sorry, guys.
Yeah.
I can't do it.
Yeah. Well, what's interesting, a couple of things. My first question is, like, did you push people from your TikTok channel to your YouTube channel? Or was it organically done? Just kind of you posted, and then it just started working with not much cross promotion.
It was organically done, to be honest. I was always trying to push people to my Instagram from TikTok. Had a little bit of success with it, but it's not easy to get people to cross over to the platforms. There's some techniques that people can try, doing a part 1 on your TikTok and a part 2 on a different platform and things like that. But it's not always easy. And the thing I was actually most fascinated with recently was I posted a thank you post we did for reaching 1 million subscribers on YouTube. I posted that on TikTok, and I don't know for sure, but the amount of followers we got off that post from both on the YouTube platform was huge. And I have a feeling that the post thanking people, although I didn't really tell them to go subscribe to my YouTube, had the effect of getting people to subscribe, because I always think that people don't like to be told what to do, but if you can somehow find a way to make them feel a certain way without telling them, then it may have a better effects for you.
Yeah, sure. So thank you for clarifying the cross promotion, and sounds like a true thing that, like, if I'm on kind of like a specific channel, I'm probably not going to go to another channel because someone asked me to, right? And you can see manipulation that it's, a bad thing, but hey, this is a specific thing, which you want me to do. So maybe I won't do it, right? So, but that's interesting to know that you started organically, right? Just through YouTube. Does that mean that you started with shorts? Like it was just shorts only?
Yeah, we started with shorts. I think we experimented with a couple of long forms, but the idea was always we didn't have time. I still barely have time to try to make the long form stuff. So it was like, let's figure out how to use the content we've already created, keep things, so we can keep this machine going, repurpose and reutilize things that have already been created. And if they need to be adjusted at all for other platforms, which is rarely the case when it comes to these vertical ones, they're normally all the same type of dimensions, it was pretty easy to do that. And that's how we started. Now, we try to, we're trying to do long form content and things specific for YouTube, because when you get to a certain level, it's a good idea to kind of cater to what maybe audiences want on certain platforms, or just keep things maybe on one, or start off, exclusive on one, et cetera, things like that.
So you took the TikTok videos and just uploaded them, basically, just like for the first month or so, or 2 months or whatever it was. Is that right? Because all of the editing would have taken you so much time, and you have to do your other content. You got your business, you got calls coming in, you're launching a course, there's all these things,
Yeah, we have all the all of our videos. When we create them, we save them before we post them on any of the platforms. So we have basically the raw footage. And, if we go into the app with the video and we add things like text bubbles or music or something like that, that's done within the apps. But if you do that and then save it, and then you're stuck with their watermarks and probably metadata that, trust me, these algorithms are pretty smart. So they're going to notice if you're repurposing stuff in that way. And it's not so much, I think, that they're like, oh, you posted it on TikTok, so we don't want it on our platform. It's we don't want TikTok symbol on our platform. That's supposed to keep people here, which makes sense. I mean, no, Coca-Cola doesn't want Pepsi on their commercial, right? So it's the same concept.
Okay, so you've got the raw footage, and just before all of the personalizations for the platform, that's how it was done. So there was still some editing required, right? There was still some editing for YouTube Shorts. Maybe it's a bit less than TikTok?
I would say pretty minor, editing. You obviously you got to put in captions, and there's different strategies as far as, how many hashtags you use on one platform versus the other. But the idea being is that you can do yourself a favor by creating this content beforehand, having it saved in your camera roll before you post it, and then, not having to do as much work to post it across all the platforms.
Cool. Publishing schedule for YouTube. Okay. So you started off and it was like once a day, and that was working, right? And so was that the same time every single day? Because I've heard that's a thing. Is that a thing for you? Just for your personal anecdotal experience, was that a thing?
Yeah, I think actually in general, I like to look at analytics to see when the audience is most active to determine the time I should start posting. But then, and I'll check them from time to time to see if things change. Although I do think there is some kind of circular thing there. If you're only posting around the same times, it's probably going to affect the analytics. But either way, I think what I've been told and what I've also noticed is that the most important thing is to be consistent. And when I say consistent, it's a consistent cadence of when you post. If you post 3 times a week, you post those 3 days, same 3 days a week, as well as around the same time. Just think of your social media like a TV show. It comes on air at the same time. Why? If your favorite TV show was always coming on at different times of the day, it'd be an issue. There's a reason why, media networks plan. You got your Sunday at 8 p.m. show, right? Always there. You got to think of it in that kind of respect, because when you do start to build your community, they're going to be kind of looking for it around that time. And if they don't see it, they could unfollow you, they could get upset, or you just miss out on those views for that day, maybe.